A lot of the people think Eminem ruined Benzino's career, but the story goes way deeper. Eminem hit Benzino hard with some fierce diss tracks. Back in the early 2000s, Benzino wasn't just another rapper trying to make it big. He also had a significant role in one of hip-hop's most influential outlets. As a co-owner of The Source magazine, Benzino had power beyond the mic. His partner, Dave Mays, a Harvard grad who started the magazine, got him involved. Although Benzino's exact duties of the magazine were a bit murky, Dave admits Benzino had a significant influence over what got published. In 2002, Benzino set his sights directly on Eminem, who is skyrocketing to fame with massive album sales, constant MTV appearances, and acclaim as one of hip-hop's top artists. For Benzino, Eminem symbolized everything he thought was wrong with mainstream rap. Using his platform, Benzino didn't hold back on his opinions. He released Pull Your Skirt Up, where he called Eminem 2003 Vanilla Ice, suggesting Eminem was just a passing fad. Benzino even claimed that Eminem owed his fame partly to early coverage by The Source.
2003 Vanilla Ice, how you playing it?
But Eminem, known for not taking attacks lightly, responded with his own tracks like Don't Wanna and Nail in the Coffin, which are considered some of his best comebacks.
I would never claim to be no Ray Benzino, an 83-year-old fake Pacino.
When Benzino released Pull Your Skirt Up, it was like a double-edged sword. Sure, Eminem came back at him hard, but it also kind of put Benzino in the spotlight, just not in the way he might have hoped. Instead of taking it on the chin and moving on, Benzino dug in his heels and launched a full-scale war against Eminem, using his magazine The Source as his primary weapon. Using The Source to attack Eminem was risky, especially since Interscope Records, part of Universal, which practically owned a huge slice of the music industry, was involved. Benzino let his emotions take the wheel, admitting later that he compromised the magazine's integrity because he felt disrespected by Eminem. Eminem himself pointed out these missteps during an appearance on Angie Martinez's radio show in 2002, where he laid it all out. But Benzino wasn't done yet. He thought he had a game-winning move in their ongoing rivalry, but like most things with his obsession with Eminem, it backfired. Benzino's big issue with Eminem was allegedly about preferential treatment due to his race in a predominantly black industry. But everyone who knows Eminem knows he deeply respects hip-hop's roots. Things took an ugly turn when Benzino unearthed an old track Eminem recorded when he was younger, which included offensive remarks about black women. Benzino jumped on this, thinking it was his chance to take Eminem down.
Black girls only want your money cause of dumb chicks. So I'ma say like this, don't date a black girl.
The public sided with Eminem, and the backlash wasn't just bad for Benzino. It dragged the whole magazine down with him. Even Dave Mays, the co-owner, acknowledged they might have underestimated just how influential Eminem was in the industry. By 2005, Benzino and Dave Mays were no longer at The Source, while Mays argued that betting on the internet was the real cause of their downfall. Jeremy Miller's words post-departure painted a different picture. He aimed to regain the trust of readers and advertisers by promising a neutral, yet impactful coverage of the hip-hop scene. The emphasis on being neutral seemed like a direct nod to the previous management's biased mishandling of Eminem's coverage, which had hurt the magazine significantly. As for Benzino's music career, it didn't exactly soar after leaving The Source. He had just one major label record and a single chart appearance with Rock the Party, which barely made a dent, peaking at number 84. Even his attempts to poke fun at Eminem through tracks like 2005's Look Into My Eyes did little to revive his career.
Look into my eyes and you will see my struggle, my pain.
Despite the setbacks, Benzino saw the whole feud with Eminem as some sort of victory, claiming that Eminem stepped back from music after the release of his album Encore in 2004 was because of the exposed racist tape. However, Benzino failed to see that Eminem's break from music likely had more to do with other personal and professional reasons rather than their feud. After his rap career fizzled out, Benzino found a new role on the reality TV show Love and Hip Hop, where he seemed to be starting fresh. He even offered an olive branch to Eminem during this time, suggesting there was no real beef. But as his stint on reality TV, appearing on shows like Marriage Boot Camp and The Next 15, came to an end around 2017, he found himself slipping back into old habits, dissing Eminem once again during the lukewarm reception of Eminem's album Revival.
Let's talk about Eminem, yo. That's why we here tonight. Huh? Fuck Eminem.
Benzino's continued jabs at Eminem, particularly targeting Eminem's fan base rather than Eminem himself, show that even years later, this remains a defining part of his public persona. Every time Eminem releases something new, Benzino seems to reappear, making comments and keeping the cycle going, a cycle that's ironically kept him relevant in the eyes of the media and fans. Targeting Eminem's audience instead of Eminem himself didn't really work out for Benzino. It was clear he was on a downward spiral. Nothing he said seemed to have any real impact on Eminem. The most attention Benzino got from his social media antics was from Royce da 5 who took some time to put Benzino in his place. While Benzino was busy trying to grab the spotlight, his daughter, Coi Leray, was beginning to shine on her own. Initially known more for her connection to Trippie Redd than her own talent, Coi was starting to turn heads in the music industry. By 2020, she signed with Republic Records, and though still green, her potential was unmistakable. She really hit her stride in 2021 with a feature from Lil Durk on the track No More Parties.
I'm too busy in this money, can this cheddar. My daddy let me down, but I promise you I won't let her.
Initially, Coi kept quiet about her connection to Benzino, but as her profile rose, the truth came out. Unfortunately, Benzino's past actions and ongoing feud with Eminem brought unwanted attention to Coi, with people constantly asking if she was involved in the beef. Despite the drama, Coi has maintained that her priority is her music, even if it puts her at odds with her father. The tension between Coi and Benzino has been noticeable, from Benzino doubting her narratives about her past to critiquing her music sales, like when he mocked her debut album for selling only 11,000 copies, suggesting it might have done better with him on it. Their relationship has had its ups and downs, with Benzino sometimes supporting her, but often the support seemed fleeting. 2022, Benzino took a significant step by attempting to end his long-standing feud with Eminem. He tweeted about wanting to bury the hatchet, a move he claimed was influenced by Coi telling him that his feud was hurting her career. He even went on DJ Vlad to explain his decision, framing it as a cultural breakthrough. But to many fans, it felt like Benzino was just beating a dead horse, reaching out to someone who had long moved on from their past conflicts. After attempting to make peace with the whole Eminem situation, Benzino saw a chance to mend his strained relationship with his daughter, Coi.
One thing about my dad, right? So, you know, he's very, very passionate. And a lot of the times, you know, he just don't give a fuck. And he's a Cancer.
However, his old habits crept back in just 2 months later when he publicly criticized Eminem's induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. This move further strained things between him and Coi, to the point where Benzino tearfully mentioned in November that their relationship might be beyond repair. He also vowed never to use his daughter for clout in interviews, highlighting a desire to keep their issues private. But just when it seemed like Benzino might step back from the limelight, Eminem reignited the feud with a jab on Doomsday Part 2 from the Lyrical Lemonade album. Eminem didn't hold back, poking fun at Benzino's physical appearance and even stirring up rumors about his personal life and financial struggles. In response, Benzino released Volturus, where he recycled old grievances about cultural appropriation and took a jab at the commercial side of the rap industry, suggesting it tore him and his daughter apart.
Candy ass Eminem, bitch ass feminine, Maddie like melanin.
In this track, Benzino lamented the changes in his daughter's life due to industry pressures, comparing himself more to a notorious smuggler than a model father, but claiming he always provided for her. He even brought Eminem's late friend, Proof, into the mix, which was a low blow by any standards. And then, before anyone could respond, Benzino dropped another diss track targeting Eminem's AANDR skills. But suspicions about the quality of the lyrics led people to speculate that he didn't write them himself. Although the ghostwriter rumors were denied, this revelation undermined any respect he might have gained from the track. Benzino consistently blames Eminem and his fans for his career troubles and ignores the more obvious truth. His actions, especially his feud with Eminem, have done more damage to his career and the magazine he once ran. Now, decades after the feud began, when people think of Benzino, they don't think of his music or the source. They remember his endless battle with Eminem. So if Benzino ever stops to wonder who's at fault for how his career has unfolded, he might want to take a long look in the mirror. That reflection might tell him more about his failures and obsessions than any diss track ever could.